A rally was held in front of the 101 building in Taipei, Taiwan, on December 19 to support President Trump. At least 200,000 Taiwanese attended the demonstration, which was hosted by the Taiwanese branch of the Epoch Times. They criticized the credibility of the U.S. presidential election and called for Trump's support and the end of the CCP. Also, the demonstration criticized the report from mainstream media being influenced by the CCP for distorting facts and promoting confrontation between social classes. They also called for the end of the problems the United States and Taiwan have in common, such as big tech press censorship and politicians' collusion with the CCP. Taiwan's support from Trump is irrefutable. During his 4 years tenure, Trump actively supported Taiwan, which is militarily threatened by the CCP, and helped Taiwan return to the international stage. Also, Taiwanese feel like they are in the crisis because they feel that if Biden becomes the president of the United States, it will be like handing them over to China. Taiwan shows that the result of the U.S. presidential election are not only problematic for the U.S. President Trump previously said that Peter Navarro published the 36-page report on the rigged election. According to the report, Trump reiterated that there are several reasons why he won statistically. Also, there is no way he could have lost the 2020 presidential election. Also, Trump encouraged the people to attend the Washington rally, which will be held on January 6, and announced a massive demonstration. Trump pointed out that the resentment and the anger of the Americans in the current situation has reached a critical point. Also, he added that he was quite disappointed with the Supreme Court. On December 14, there was an internal revelation that U.S. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts yelled at other Supreme Court justices not to accept Texas lawsuit. Texas SLEP Matt Patrick released a report showing that all 9 Supreme Court justices, including Chief Justice John Roberts, went into closed room to discuss the Texas lawsuit.
But when the Texas case was brought up, he said he heard screaming through the walls as Justice Roberts and the other liberal justices were insisting that this case not be taken up. So what he was saying was that he was afraid of what would happen if they did the right thing. And I'm sorry, but that is moral cowardice.
However, a spokesman for the Supreme Court said on 18th that any conference since March when the building was closed due to the pandemic has been held remotely. Also, the Supreme Court states on its official website that all of the Supreme Court judges never met in person in the past few months during the pandemic period. Meanwhile, Attorney Linu's revelation on John Roberts, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, has again attracted considerable attention. Linu says Americans need to know who he is, saying he's been leading the strange vote on the Obamacare, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Acts issued before. He asked Roberts to answer 2 simple questions. For brief information, the Epstein Islands are known as a pedophile island in the United States. First, are you the John Roberts and Epstein flight logs? Second, did you say about Trump the motherfucker would never be re-elected? Americans were shocked at the exposure of Chief Justice John Roberts' inappropriate words and the suspicion that he had been to Epstein Island in the past. And some experts say that this is why John Roberts sided with the Republican Party on December 18th and made a decision in favor of the conservatives. President Trump urged the U.S. Census in July 2020 not to count illegal immigrants. The census, which are conducted every 10 years, are very important as they are directly related to election district determination in Congress. However, a bill stating that illegal immigrants should not be counted as a formal U.S. population was rejected by 27 state courts and eventually ended up in the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that illegal immigrants should not be counted as an official U.S. population. If the census results are presented to Congress in 2021, this will hit hard for Democrats like those in California who campaign for minority advantage through affirmative action. fewer federal grants and fewer voters support the Democratic Party, which means the fewer seats in the Congress. That's why some people think that Judge Roberts, aware of his scandal, made an influence in ruling in favor of Trump and the Republicans on the matter. But no one knows the truth. Did he do what he had to do, or did he do it for another purpose? At 3:30 p.m. on 18th, President Trump met Secretary of Defense Chris Miller at the White House. Earlier in the day, Axios reported that Chris Miller ordered the Biden transition team to stop reporting work the night before. Pentagon officials say they will suspend the meeting with Biden teams for 2 weeks, but will hold it again later as the holiday season approaches, including Christmas. Chris Miller said the decision was the result of meetings with the Biden team, and they also agreed. However, the Biden team denied this. They denied the decision of the Pentagon, as well as that there was no discussion or meeting. They also denied the agreement. Also at the time, the Pentagon's network has been stopped for hours in broad daylight. An official explained that caused by maintenance. However, as common sense, repairs are made late at night or on weekends when employees leave the office, so this explanation was not easily convincing. Also, the recent hacking of solar rings in the US has more shock to people. At the first time, it was reported that only US intelligence communities, militaries, and corporations were hacked, but it turned out that even nuclear-related agencies were targeted. On December 17, the US Department of Energy announced that research laboratories in New Mexico and Washington, offices of the Department of Energy, and the National Nuclear Safety Administration, which manages US nuclear weapons, has been attacked by hackers. Cybersecurity expert Morgan White told Fox News that the attack by foreign hackers on the US was the digital version of the Pearl Harbor attack. Now, all eyes in the world are on the US presidential elections and more than ever before. What do you think about this situation? Thanks for your watching. Likes, also comment. Be safe.